Yo, what up, family? So, as you can tell by the thumbnail, today's episode is about the Civic. I know, that's not a Civic in the background. There's a good reason for that. We're pulling the motor out of the Integra, dropping it into the Civic. The plans for this car is to go all-wheel drive K. So, we have a GSR that we can utilize for our track build. And conveniently enough, we're building the car to race Shaun head to head at the track, and Shaun is coming through to help. Let's go. Alright, so I'm going to start by pulling the axle nut off, get the front suspension broke down on this side. Shaun's going to do that side, and then we're going to start on pulling the motor. We did a compression test. The Integra has 150 across all cylinders. It's not the highest I've seen. I would wanted to see around 180, but what I am happy about is the fact that it's even across the board. So let's say I had 180 for 3 and one of them was 150, that would indicate that there's an issue in one of the cylinders. Engine is not as strong as it could be, but like I said, it's even across all cylinders, so we're gonna keep moving. So here, check this out. See all this grease right here?
It's on my side too.
That points to the fact that one of these axles or this boot is probably, yep, there it is. Boot is destroyed. So I'm not going to reuse these axles. I'm just going to buy new axles. As we look around, we see zip ties holding on brake lines, and I'm pretty sure we'll find more, but hey, that's not gonna stop me from pulling the motor out. Okay, so we drained the radiator, pulled the radiator and fan out as a unit, popped the ball joint off, got the axle out on this side. Currently working on getting the axle out on the driver's side. In the meantime, what Shaun is up here doing is getting it ready, getting the engine ready to come out, right? So disconnecting harnesses, lines, so on and so forth, okay? All right, let's get back to work. All right, so follow up. Where we're at now, we got all of the mounts on the bottom off. As you can see, this is trash. We have the axles out on both sides. The headers, I actually took them off. You'll see why here in a second. Shifter linkage is off. So that's pretty much it down here. All right, and as you can see, this engine is filthy. Oil pan has seen better days, so gotta order an oil pan. What else? Okay, this mount right here is still in, with the exception of this one stud. This mount is still in, but as you can see, power steering pump is off. Car never had a AC compressor on it, at least didn't have it when I got it. The alternator is seized up, so we need to replace that, but have the harness disconnected. I have a swap harness that I'm going to be using, so the harness is going to stay in the engine. Fuel banjo bolt is loose, so I can pull that off whenever I'm ready. Yeah, we're at a good place. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so we're at the step where we are pulling the motor. There was a couple of things that had us hung up. We had the heater hose, that heater hose right there. This guy right here. Yeah, you see it got the glove on it. The knock sensor right there, and this plug right here. Oh, by the way, I don't know what is going on here. I think that's a wasp nest. But anyway, this engine needs some TLC. It's very greasy, it's very dirty. So I'll be putting in a valve cover gasket before we wrap it up. So right now, the plan is to pull this out, put it on my little dolly, and clean it up, get it ready to go in the other one. All right, so here we are. The engine is out. So while I was at work, Shaun, being the good friend that he is, got started on the Civic. So now I'm here and I gotta pull my weight. So what I'm gonna do, pop the axles out just like we did on the last one to get this, or should I say like we did on the Integra. Pop the axles out. Get this ready to come out. Disconnect the power steering pump. Whatever else he didn't already disconnect. And pull this bad boy out. Disconnect the headers from the exhaust. And get it ready to come out. Now, I purchased this mount because I didn't know if we were going to need it for the Integra when we do the case swap, so I didn't want to take it from the Integra. And I also purchased this harness, trying to, yeah, no, that's what I meant. The Integra's getting the case swap. Thanks for my video, sir.
Appreciate it, bro. Anytime, bro.
I went ahead and I purchased a swap harness just because, I mean, if you look at this, it's brand new, it's nice, and this is dated, right? It's old. So I figure why not just get a fresh swap harness as opposed to extending either the Civic harness or the Integra harness. Well, it's labeled correctly. However, the harness itself is wrong. It's not what I need. So that's a bust. And as you know, the axles are bad. This is the radiator that came out of the Civic. Look at that. Beautiful, huh? Well, that's not a problem because I have new radiator, new fan, mounting hardware, Walbro 255. Though we got pretty far this weekend, it wasn't exactly what I anticipated happening this weekend. However, I have a good starting point, right? So the engine is going to be out of the Civic. Once I'm finished cleaning up the GSR, once I'm finished purchasing all the parts that I need, then we'll be able to move forward, or rather I'll be able to move forward. By then Shaun would have gone home, right? And we'll have more for you on GSR Swap Civic. Thanks for tuning in. Later.